Hi Libra, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into your general reading and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. This is 13 Moon Tarot. My name is Andy. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, thank you guys for all your support. So this round of readings, I'm beginning with you, and I'm going to do something a little bit different, which is pull out some oracle cards before I turn on the camera so I can really take a deeper look into your energy and spend some time sitting with that energy before we start with the message here for you. So I did that, and I got some cards here that I want to talk to you about. The overall message that I'm getting, and I'll show you the cards, is that you're seeing yourself as two separate from something, from a situation or from a person, or maybe an aspect of yourself that you don't like, you're trying to distance yourself from, but it's almost like you're trying to create a very distinct separation. Like, this is me and that's them, us and them. It's a little bit almost black and white, okay? There needs to be more yin and yang, more flow into one. You need to realize your relationship here to someone or something, because we get the card oneness. And it's interesting. I'm rolling up my sleeves here. Maybe you need to get down and dirty and do some work here on yourself with something or in a particular situation. Okay, I'm a Libra rising, so I take this message as something for myself as well. So I hope you don't get offended by my bluntness here, okay? But it does seem to be that there's a lot of emphasis right now on you and your individuality, and how you are unique from others, which is true. Absolutely. We all have our unique qualities, but we are also all one. And the reason why I feel like you are struggling with this concept, or you're having you're in some kind of situation and there's something you don't like about someone or something, but that someone or something is actually reflecting something about yourself that you need to work through a little bit more. And this happens all the time for all signs, everybody, every human, all the time. Okay, so this isn't an unusual thing. It's just something Spirit wants to bring your attention to. And if Spirit is bringing this out in the reading, that means you're ready, you're prepared to do such a thing. And if you don't like this reading, or you don't like what I'm saying, it's not what you want to hear, that's okay. You can wait for another placement to come out, your moon sign or whatever else you want to watch. Or maybe you just don't like me anymore. That's okay. So the Emperor and the One, you could have a conflict with Aries or Aries energy in general. But I feel like the reason why I feel this is a conflict, okay, is because we have the Death card coming out in reverse and the World card coming out in reverse. There's some kind of transformation that needs to take place for you. Something needs to come to a settled ending. Not just a quick cut off, like I'm no longer doing this, I'm no longer being that person, or I'm no longer talking to this so-and-so, whatever, right? It's like, rather than just smashing down your sword of justice, Spirit wants you to like have a sense of wholeness and completion with something that you've been trying to bring to an end or a close, or to really feel like you have transformed, that you have come through the other side. And what's not allowing for that to happen is that you're not seeing yourself, the reflection of yourself in the situation. And, again, I've been in these things all the time, it's like I have a problem with someone, I don't like what they're doing, and then I have to sit back and be like, is there something about that person that something about their character, something what they're doing that I'm also doing myself, maybe to someone else or in another area of my life, or maybe even back to them, and I have to sit with that and think about it. Is that what's actually bothering me? Not necessarily that person, but how I feel about myself that they're reflecting back to me. That can be a very complicated and hard thing to sit with, okay? But it's necessary because it allows you to really understand how there are common struggles that we all go through. I'm hearing compassion. It gives you more compassion for yourself and how you feel in the situation, and also for someone else. Something needs to transform and transmute and come to like a settled ending here for you. We also have truth with shift. See here again, two people. It's like they're facing one another, and they're equal. They're the same. And that's the truth. Okay. So I'm hearing bad man. Okay. So maybe you're dealing with a bad man or a bad guy or a boogeyman or whatever, right? I'm not saying you are just like that person. I'm saying that there's something that they're doing that you somehow resonate with on some level because you are linked to them in some way. Okay, so there's some form of resonance, and you're free to not like someone or someone's behavior, but ask yourself, how did you come into this energetic field with this person, with this situation? Even if it's your shitty landlord, doing something and you're like, whoa, this person's such an asshole. It's like, how did you end up getting into an energetic and actual contract with this person? What was it about this person, this energy that you resonate with? Okay, so asking those questions are going to be very helpful for you, Libra. Yeah, I feel like this is not really, well, it is what it is. It is the reading that I'm getting. And we also have the card Nature Spirits, which is telling me something beautiful here, that you are very connected to nature. I was also hearing before I turned on the camera that you will find the other eye to the owl. So I'm not sure what that is exactly, but I don't know, maybe that makes sense to somebody here. And I know there's an owl over there, but it's like you will find the other eye to the owl. I believe that owl's eyes are yellow gold too. And I'm wearing yellow. And I also saw the Magician card. And we have yellow here too. So yellow gold could be very important for you. That color, that frequency. Yes. And this is reminding me of the Magician card. There's something about shifting your perspective on a situation in order to come to some kind of truth that is closer to spirit. Okay, so let's get into it, Libra. I do love you guys so much. Okay, let's see. Saturn is direct, I believe, and spiritual. Yeah, and Saturn is exalted in your sign. And Saturn doesn't really couch, messages and niceties. That's more, I don't know, maybe that's, well, it could be a number of different planets. Maybe a little bit Venusian, even Neptunian at times. But Saturn is not doing that. And there's something about Saturn energy that's important for you right now. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart, or there's a Capricorn of influence in your life. But Saturn's here in your reading, showing up, just kind of saying things as they are, so that you can get real clear about something and not have to waste time kind of wading through some kind of murky water or putting yourself under some kind of illusion. Now, of course, because this is a general reading, this could be about someone that is close to you. So you take it however it resonates. That's your responsibility here. Interesting energy, Libra. Okay, most of you know I don't. Anyways, we have the card Spiritual. Let's see what else is going on here. Energy supporting. Spiritual and solitude. Interesting. So in order to get a good look at a situation and see how you are actually one with someone or something, or there's something about a situation that's irking you that it also exists within you, right? The Magician is as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. And so as within, so without, our external world is oftentimes a reflection of our internal world. How we perceive our external reality is a direct result of our own conscious mind and our psychology and our traumas and our wounds, and also the beautiful aspects of ourself, right? The other eye of the owl. Right. So it's like maybe you were looking through something in one particular way, but you need both eyes to see clearly. Interesting. So Spirit is saying to take some time to yourself to go into a spiritual energy, a spiritual realm, connect with source, maybe go out in nature. This is like the biggest place for me to go when I need to connect to source and I feel like I really just want to ground myself in some truth about humanity, truth about myself, truth about energy, nature. It doesn't have to be like it could be any kind of nature. Ground yourself there. Go alone, have some quiet time. Listen. Don't listen to a podcast or your favorite music. Solitude, quiet, stillness. And you will hear the wisdom imparted on you by source consciousness, by spirit, through nature, through the trees, through the river. I'm seeing a man on a boat here. Maybe that's something that's of interest to you, by the water somewhere. Because there's something here Spirit wants to tell you about your connection to the all, your connection to everything. And when you understand your connection to the all, to everything, even those that you don't really like, okay, but you have some kind of energetic connection to, because we are all one, then you have more confidence in yourself, your perspective, your possibilities, your capacity, your ability to manifest. There's no fear here. You don't need to be fearful. Okay? So let's see the challenge. Abundance. And the Fool. Yeah, Libra, it's like you are trying to move in a new direction, but the closure here, death in reverse and the world in reverse, hasn't happened yet. So how are you going to have a new beginning with the Fool card? How are you going to go on a new journey, start a new path when the other one is unresolved? It's going to just, every time you start driving forward, you're going to see in your rear view mirror this big 18-wheeler honking at you like, Libra, hello, I'm still here following you. You're trying to move towards some abundance, but look, what's in your hands here? The world, the one, the all of us. Connection, interconnectedness. That is actually how you get to abundance, when you realize your connection to the all. And if you're like, I don't really understand what that means, well, I don't really know exactly either, but it is about realizing that everybody holds a place in this reality. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody is a teacher and everybody is a student. And we come into contact with different situations, different places, different people, different animals, different timelines, because we share some kind of connection to that frequency. We are supposed to learn something from that situation. Or maybe we are supposed to teach something in that situation. So we can't cut ourselves off from our own lessons and expect to ascend. One second. Because this is interesting. The Fool card here, it looks like a gesture, like a fool. You know, it doesn't look like a new beginning. It looks like a fool. And I'm noticing the hand gesture. It almost looks like the magician with as above, so below, but he's not really pointing below. He's kind of putting his hand out like, can you give me something? Can you give me this abundance that you have in your hand? That's what I want. And Spirit's saying, in order to get this abundance that you seek, whatever that is for you, the life you desire, you have to put your hand below. You have to see what you've already manifested. You have to see what's in your 3D material reality. What is it that you are working with? What is on the magician's table? What are the tools that you have at your disposal? Your past experiences, your current struggles, they're all fodder. They're all material for you to get abundance. Don't just disregard them and throw them in the trash and say, oh no, this was nothing. This was stupid. I don't need to look at that or this or the other. No, those are your tools. They were given to you from above, your higher conscious mind, spirit source, for you to work with. But instead of looking at what you have, the current situation you're in, even the shit parts about it and how they could actually be used to your benefit, you're kind of reaching out your hand like, well, can I have something else instead? And Spirit's saying that's not the way it's going to work. This is like a tough kind of maybe you've had a lot of patience here with this. Saturn, again, with time. This is a little bit of a tough reading. I know. I know the delivery's coming out harsh, but that's okay. It's no problem. It's not personal, right? That's kind of the point even of the reading. It's not personal. There's something maybe that's going down for you, or that did go down, that you have to realize it's not really personal. But it's also very personal. So it's not personal, meaning it's not necessarily about you, and it's not necessarily about that person. But that other person is you. You get what I'm saying? Okay, you take it or leave it. Let's see if the Magician comes out. We'll do 3 more shuffle, Spirit. 1, 2. And I know you've been through a lot, Libra, if you've been here on the channel for a bit. You know, we've had some pretty beautiful readings, intense readings. Okay, but you must be in some place now, and I feel like it's because Saturn's in your favor, actually, where it's like, let's just clear this shit up, clear this shit out, and get down to it. Let's just get real with it. You know what I mean? No more fluff, because it's not working, that kind of fluff, whatever that fluff is. Okay, so let's see. Your current energy, Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, let's get all the cards out. Wow, Libra. All the cards are in reverse except the outcome, which is beautiful. We don't have the Magician out yet, so let's keep going. The Ace of Cups in reverse for your current energy. See, this is like, it's something is not happening. It's not coming in. It's getting a little frustrating, or it's just like something feels... What did we have in the all signs? We had this energy where you were, go watch the all signs if this is resonating and you didn't, or maybe rewatch it. Because we had this message of like, you're just kind of checked out from something. And that's exactly what Spirit wants you to not do. Spirit wants you to come face to face with something that's in your rear view mirror. Okay, that hasn't completely closed out. So I'll give you an example. You know, I've had quite a few difficult relationships in my life because I'm a Libra rising. It's part of my lesson. It's part of my whole shtick in life. Okay, it's part of what has to happen for me. But in one particular relationship that was really hard, I had made a mortal enemy out of them. Mortal? Immortal, maybe, enemy out of this person. I thought they were a monster, a demon, so something to come and just like ruin my life and just rip my heart apart. And it took me a long time of self-reflection, shadow work, and so on to come to understand that actually this person was bringing out some shadow aspects in myself that made me feel really uncomfortable. Okay, and rather than looking at myself and being like, wow, that's a really shitty thing you did, or maybe you're not so good as you think you are, I pointed the finger at that person and said, it's you. It's you who's like this. It's not me, it's you. Okay, and that was a big, big mistake. And that energy from that relationship just kept haunting me because I was not acknowledging what was actually bringing out the fear in me or what was actually toxic to me, which was my refusal to look at my own shadow in the relationship and how I contributed to the toxicity. Okay, and it's much easier to paint someone else as the bad guy. And Spirit is saying, don't do that, Libra. It just keeps you in a cycle for a long time with something in your rearview mirror. Right. Check your blind spot. Interesting. Car analogies. Maybe that's resonates for you. But yeah, check the blind spot because that's where the answer is. And it won't be until you see that within yourself. And I was like, oh, well, now I can see how that person really reflected and brought out a lot of shadow stuff in me. And, you know, I didn't do the greatest things in that relationship either. Once I was able to kind of understand the dynamic, despite their toxicity, despite everything, I still had like compassion for the person, for the situation, for myself. I was like, you know, I see that. I see what happened there. It's not something I'm necessarily, you know, anyways, it doesn't matter. that's the situation. Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse for your current energy. Something wants to come in, but is having a hard time doing so. Your opportunity is the 10 of Wands in reverse. See, it's like you're trying to go forward here, but you're carrying all this energetic weight and it's blocking your view. You can't even see in front of you. And what Spirit needs you to do is drop these sticks, drop this energy, release yourself, put your head up and really look forward. Look at what's in front of you here, or maybe what's behind you. Okay. Your opportunity is the Hierophant in reverse. So you might be listening to something here that really kind of gets you off the hook with something. Or you might be, there's some kind of common knowledge out there. Maybe it's like, you know, that whole narcissist trend that's happening. I'm not saying narcissists don't exist. Of course they do. And a lot of people have narcissistic traits, regardless of if they're a good person or not, but you know, some are worse. Anyway, some are worse than others. But see, there's like a little bit of digression too in the energy. Anyways, here Spirit is saying maybe you're looking at something like that is listing all of these qualities of what makes a narcissist, and you've really decided this person is a narcissist, okay? But there's something one-dimensional about that checklist, right? It's a checklist on the internet. How can you apply that to a whole complex person just, you know, based on somebody else's definition of what makes someone a good or bad person? So there's some kind of advice here that you've been getting, or something you've been listening to, something you've learned that you're applying to a situation because it helps you not look at yourself. And this is an opportunity to diverge from that kind of teaching. There's some kind of teaching that isn't serving you here, okay? Or maybe it's a reading even that's, I don't know, demonizing someone. And again, I'm not saying that there aren't things that maybe this person deserves to be called out for, or you need to acknowledge are not right, are not good, especially if there was any kind of like abuse or anything like that. Of course, acknowledge that as something that is not your fault, not good, okay? That's not what I'm really talking about. But it's more recognizing yourself here. What do I say? I'm going to say something a little bit controversial, but it's the truth. Abuse is like never your fault, okay? Either you don't do anything to bring it on yourself. But if you, like, that's that person's decision to act emotionally, financially, psychologically, physically, whatever. It's their decision to do that. That's on them. That's their karma, right? However, if you do get into these situations, toxic even situations, over and over and over again, it's becoming a cycle for you. You need to take a step back and look at what is it within you that is drawn to that frequency that gets you engaged in that kind of personality. Why is it that when the first red flag came about, you didn't just say, deuces, I'm out of here? What kept you going? You know, that's the moment of self-reflection that frees you, that brings something to an end, that creates the transformation. You know, what false sense of security I'm getting did somebody give you that made you feel whole again? I don't know. That's for someone. The challenge, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing get off the merry-go-round, get off the carousel. The challenge is not to let me see. The challenge is to really see what this situation can actually give you. And rather than running away from it, go towards it. Find out what's still there for you to learn, for you to process, for you to incorporate, integrate. Don't run away from anything is basically the message here. Okay, and I'm not saying you have to talk to somebody again that you don't want to talk to, and you have to go back to that job. No, it's just don't run away from it in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. Be brave here. You want to be the emperor? Well, be the emperor. Look something straight in the face. The emperor has a shadow too. Every card in the tarot has a shadow side. Just like every person has a shadow side. And once you get to know your shadow side, I mean, damn, you're a lot more powerful. You really do have the power to manifest abundance when there's nothing in your own shadow sabotaging you. But if you don't know what's in there sabotaging you, then guess what has the upper hand? The shadow. Okay, the wounds. Or other people who can prey on your shadow, that can see your weaknesses where you can't. You don't want that. Okay. 4 of Cups in reverse for your advice. See, it's like Spirit. Hold on one second. There's something that you want, something new life, new energy, new creativity, new love even. And Spirit's like, well, we're trying to give it to you, but it's not coming in the 3 of Cups, like joyful, celebration, happy times, go lucky, or reunion without confronting darkness. It's not coming in that way. It's coming from your blind spot. It's in your blind spot. So give me some more on advice. The Lovers in reverse. There's some decision, some choice, some contract that you've been involved in that had some consequences here. Yes, it's like, and Spirit wants you to know that you put your soul, put you in that situation for you to discover something. This kind of reminds me of the 10 of Swords is what came out of this, which is pain, super pain, betrayal. You've been through it, Libra. I know it hurt. You got betrayed. It was like, ow, another sword, ow, another sword. But what Spirit is saying here is you could have seen this coming. You could have. You could have avoided this pain had you looked within yourself. Okay? Some of you already knew you were getting into something that you shouldn't get involved with, but you went for it anyways. So you need to ask why. Why? Death in reverse again. Because we don't want to be in between these states of like agony, pain, betrayal, difficult ending, lying on the ground, being like, how the hell am I supposed to get up now? And then that feeling never ending, never coming to a resolution, just not transforming. This 10 of Swords to Death would be much, much better. It shows that after a difficult ending in the 3D material world, you took that spiritual lesson of difficult endings and you understood it. You understood the mission. You understood the lesson that after a difficult ending, you're meant to transmute that pain, use that experience as a way to develop and grow and learn more about yourself in this lifetime. But here, this is showing me that hasn't happened, or there's a block in between these two places. Now, I'm not saying you haven't done this in other aspects of your life. Sure, maybe you had a shitty relationship and you've already done all this stuff and it's good, right? You've done this work. But now you're stuck in a job situation and you're like, I don't get it. Well, this is what you got to do again. You know, that work you did on one thing, you continue it on into other aspects of your life, whatever it is for you, Libra. Now, the good news at 30 minutes, 29:29 is the outcome, 10 of Pentacles. We never get to the 10 of Pentacles without going through tough lessons, without earning it. Okay, nothing is given, everything is earned. You don't get an A on your spiritual lesson. You earn your A, okay? And Spirit is saying this is an opportunity for you to really earn the 10 of Pentacles, which you can get by earning it, by going through this lesson, by ascending, by understanding that if you want the Fool and the Ace of Cups and abundance, you want a new beginning, you want to be closer to source consciousness, you want to feel empowered, you want to feel like you have direction on your path. In order to do all that, we have to really, really close something out here by looking at the parts that make us feel uncomfortable about ourselves in that situation that is still lingering. That is the key. That's when it stops haunting you. That's when you have direction and clarity and you know, like, I'm on this path and this is what I'm doing. Oh, this person over here is coming towards me, trying to trigger me or saying something stupid. I get it. I see it. Oh, look, I am a little upset about that, but I understand where that's coming from and I can work that out without having to respond to this person. You know, like all of those kind of tools or skills that you develop gets you closer to ascension, to being comfortable, to having all the resources in the world that you can work with in order to get what you want. All right, Libra, this is the message I have for you. I know. I'm going to go into an extended and we're going to go a layer deeper and see what else comes out. But if this is where you go, Libra, I love you so much. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being tough as nails here and listening to this reading. And I love you so much. I'll see you next time.